Welcome to the Top 10s podcast from top10s.net, the ultimate top 10 list website. Here is today's top 10 list. Top 10 reasons the world won't end on December 21st, 2012. No doubt about it, 2012 and doomsday prophecies are big nowadays. According to the Mayan calendar, the world as we know it will end sometime around December 21st, 2012. Of course, if it doesn't, that won't mean we'll be out of the woods. According to the Bible, Jesus Christ may return at any moment to destroy the armies of the Antichrist and reestablish his throne in Jerusalem, thereby ushering in 1,000 years of peace. And if that doesn't occur, there's always the chance that the Mahdi will arise to institute a kingdom of justice, and alongside the returned Isa al-Masih, Jesus, will fight against the Dajjal, the Antichrist of Islam. Then, of course, there's always the chance that, at least according to the Hopi Indians, a blue star will suddenly appear in the sky to signal the start of a great atomic war, which will destroy the white man and other ancient races. Sounds like there's quite a few ways we might catch it, but what are the chances that any of these things might actually happen? Of course, there is no way to prove that something won't happen, but here are the top 10 reasons why one would be ill-advised to believe the end is coming in 2012 or any other time soon. Number 10. Because a reversal of the magnetic poles would not be catastrophic. It seems that every few 100,000 years or so, the Earth's magnetic field dwindles to practically nothing and then gradually reappears with the north and south poles flipped. Now, this flipping of the magnetic poles, which appears to have last happened about 780,000 years ago, isn't particularly dangerous. But this brief period, about a century or so in duration, of decreased magnetic fields could threaten life on the planet, for without magnetic protection, particle storms and cosmic rays from the sun, as well as even more energetic subatomic particles from deep space, would strike Earth's atmosphere, eroding the already beleaguered ozone layer and causing all sorts of problems to both man and beast, especially among those creatures that navigate by magnetic reckoning. Further, scientists estimate that we are overdue for such an event, and have also noticed that the strength of our magnetic field has decreased about 5% in the last century, possibly signaling that such an event may be in our immediate future, within a few centuries if not sooner. However, in being so gradual, should scientists in the future discover that such a shift is in the works, there should be plenty of time to take the necessary precautions to avoid the most destructive effects by moving underground or off-planet, or perhaps strengthening the planet's atmospheric defenses through the use of exotic, futuristic technologies. In any case, it isn't something we need to worry about in the short term, though it could be a concern for those living a few hundred or even thousands of years from now. Number 9. An increase in sunspot activity in 2012 will not have any particularly detrimental effect on the planet. As every schoolchild knows, our sun is constantly shooting gaseous plumes of white-hot plasma thousands of miles into space, which our atmosphere generously shields us from. Sometimes these plumes are much larger than normal, however, and are what we refer to as solar flares, more properly known as coronal mass ejections. Fortunately, these enormous magnetic outbursts that bombarded Earth with a torrent of high-speed subatomic particles are also largely negated by the planet's atmospheric and magnetic field, so we seldom feel the effects of these plasmic bursts, beyond creating havoc for ham radio users and increasing the luminosity of the aurora borealis or northern lights. They are of concern mainly to space explorers, who really would have a problem if they are caught in orbit without suitable shelter when one of these things goes off. The sun goes through a natural 22-year cycle when such storms increase significantly for a time before decreasing again. Such a period is scheduled to occur in 2012, which has some folks all a-twitter. For those who are expecting the worst, it might be beneficial to realize that the sun reached similar periods of solar activity in 1990, 1968, 1946, and it will again in 2034, 2056, and 2078. While these periods can produce large solar flares that can affect satellite communications and, in a worst-case scenario, adversely affect the flow of electrical energy through the power grids, it is unlikely to do more than produce some especially spectacular light shows in the northern skies and make people on board the International Space Station a little nervous. Number 8. Because the poles cannot shift or the planet's orbit be otherwise altered. Some well-meaning but scientifically challenged individuals maintain that the planet's physical poles are on the verge of reversing, that is, the planet is flipping over onto its top, or that gravitational forces from the other planets or from the galaxy itself could affect Earth's orbit and hence dramatically alter its climate and environment. Fortunately, however, the gravitational forces that affect our planet and its place in the solar system are mandated by Newton's law of planetary mechanics, and cannot be changed without some extremely rare, think 1 chance in 10 billion over the next 3 billion years, and dramatic event taking place, such as a collision with a small moon or a massive black hole making its way through the solar system, both of which would be noted well in advance or whose effect would be so gradual as to take centuries to have any great impact. As far as we know, there are no such cosmic events known to be on the horizon, at least for the foreseeable future, and well beyond 2012. Number 7. Because Earth climate change is a gradual process and one easily adapted to. Some take a more hands-on approach to the end, claiming that humanity will perish as a result of human-caused weather changes, which, it is claimed, will melt the polar ice caps, raise the ocean sea levels, and change weather patterns over large portions of the planet. Even if the science holds together, however, which many claim it does not, such a process would be felt over a period of years or even decades, giving human beings time to adapt to the changes, relocate, create shoreline reclamation technologies, etc. It is even possible that a warmer planet might ultimately be beneficial by, for example, increasing arable land in Siberia and North America as the permafrost layer retreats northward. In any case, the year 2012 has no particular significance in regards to any Earth changes that may occur over the next few decades. Number 6. Because the people who suggest the end is coming don't know what they're talking about. Unfortunately, human beings have a tendency to invest great authority in people who can convince them they are prophecy experts or have some sort of hidden knowledge others do not possess that allows them to read the future. Many of these people are sincere individuals who simply misinterpret ancient Bible texts, while others are deluded crazies who only want to include others in their fantasy world. A few are even unscrupulous charlatans out to make a quick buck. The bottom line is, however, that nobody really knows what the future holds, regardless of who they are or what methodology they use. There simply is no evidence that anyone has ever successfully prophesied some future event beyond short-term political or military events easily surmised by gauging current international trends with anything approaching clarity or accuracy. If you would like to hear the rest of this list, please visit top10s.net and search for the title. If you are viewing this on YouTube, you can find the list by clicking the link to your right. This will take you to this list available at top10s.net.